Welcome back to What They Don't Teach You in School, where we teach life. My name is Donnie Thomas, and today we're going to be continuing the discussion of emotional state. It's actually a follow-on to our first episode of the podcast where we talked about purpose. And as we talked about purpose, we talked about an exercise that would allow you to think intentionally about your purpose and move forward purposefully. However, you can't move forward purposefully if your emotional state is not intact. Because what will happen is that when your emotional state is constantly in a negative position, you won't be able to realize the purpose that you want because you'll always be in a negative state that's not conducive for you to grow. A rose cannot grow in the middle of the desert. That's not the optimal environment for that rose to grow. So you have to create the conditions that will enable you to grow and to live in your purpose. And a lot of that has to do with you managing your emotional state. And the foundation of your emotional state is your environment, which I alluded to earlier. It's the people, the places, and the things that you're surrounding yourself with that create the conditions for you to live in your purpose. Who are you around that's preventing you from reaching the levels that you want to reach? From doing the things that you want to do, from exercising more, from eating better, from making more money? Who are the people that you have in your life that are preventing you from taking those kinds of strides? The places, where are you going in order to realize your purpose? Does your intention align with your attention? And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But when your intention aligns with your attention, when your intention is to live purposefully, to live with purpose, to operate in your purpose, you have to ensure that your attention aligns with that. And that's also with the people and the places that you frequent. Are you constantly going to environments where there is negativity? Are you constantly in environments where you are in an inebriated state that really prevents you from operating in your purpose? Everybody likes to let loose a little bit and do their own thing how they choose to do it. That doesn't necessarily mean that everybody likes to be inebriated. Some people have different types of outlets. So I'm not shaming anybody's outlet. What I am saying is that it's the frequency of it and are the conditions of it such that they are preventing you from reaching the goal that you want to reach. Is it preventing you from saving more money? Is it preventing you from finding the love of your life? Is it preventing you from starting that business? A lot of people say that they want to do things. They want to say, oh, I want to start a business, but they don't want to go where the business people are because they're flirting with the idea of a business, but they aren't putting themselves in the conferences. They aren't going to the trainings. They aren't listening to the business people that they need to listen to in order to take themselves to the next level because they'd rather be playing. Are you serious about your purpose? How serious are you about your purpose? Are there things in your life that are distracting you from living in your purpose? What are those things? I can say that for me, one of the things that I struggled with in the past was hookah. I would have 3 and 4 hookahs every day. If you don't know what hookah is, it's a Middle Eastern kind of thing where you go and you smoke it, and that was my thing. 3 and 4 times a day, but it was destroying my body and it was not healthy for me. Yeah, I exercised and I ate healthy and I did a whole host of things, but when I was adding that into my body, I could see the effects that it was having on my skin. I could see the effects that it was having on my ability to breathe and to run and to exercise and ensure that my physical body was healthy. You only get one. It was preventing me from living in my purpose. And so I had to be serious about it and make a decision that I would not allow that in my space again. Not in my physical space, in my body. What are the people, the places, and the things that are in your way, disrupting you from living in your purpose? And that's the foundation we're talking about, environment. So how do we manage our emotional state once we've put ourselves in the right environment. Because regardless of your environment, regardless of the life that you try to build around yourself, trials will always come. Challenges will always come. Sometimes people that you never even thought you would cross paths with will come into your life and disrupt everything and put you in a negative state. Something will happen and put you in a negative state. You'll see something on TV and it will put you in a negative state. How do you navigate out of that? That's the work. You see, a lot of times people don't want to spend time working on their emotions because, again, they believe that the touchy-feely stuff is some nebulous concept, but it's not. You feel it. You feel when something is not right for you. You feel when something is hurting you. You feel when something is pulling you in the wrong direction because your body is telling you, hey, this is not right for you. And so how do we navigate out of that? It's your challenge and your duty to do the work to figure out how you navigate out of that. And part of the work that I had to do for myself, and one of the things and tools that I used, was a 30 Days of Positivity challenge to work and flex that emotional muscle. Because again, it's like going to the gym. When you go to the gym, you won't see results unless you go consistently and unless you do the exercises in the areas that you want to improve. So when you want to improve your emotional state, when you want to make sure that you ensure you have a quality of life that aligns with your purpose, then you have to work that emotional muscle. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how much passive income you have and you sleep, but how anxious are you around that? Are you able to go to sleep at night? Are your children happy? Is your wife or your husband happy? Is that relationship working? How are you feeling on the inside? That is the true mark of success for me. Are you able to maintain a constant and positive emotional state? And yes, money helps to contribute to that. I won't be naive in saying that that is not the case, because money allows you to create certain environments so that you won't have to be in environments that aren't conducive for you to grow in your purpose. But in the absence of that, what are you feeding your mind in order to ensure that you are in the right environment? What are you feeding your spirit? What are you feeding your body in order to ensure that you are in the right environment that's conducive for you to grow in your purpose? Going back to emotional state. And so I did a 30 Days of Positivity challenge in order to flex that muscle, that emotional muscle, to explore how different techniques for how individuals can pull themselves out of a negative emotional state in a much quicker manner. And one of the things that I found during this journey is gratitude is one of the easiest and fastest ways to pull yourself out of a negative emotional state. Because when you have gratitude, it allows you to look at the situation from a different lens. It allows you to look at the situation from what you do have, what you have accomplished, who is in your life that is positive. When you have gratitude, that negative situation, you just have to accept it. Because when you have gratitude, you realize that this too shall pass. This is only a speed bump in the road of my life. I am not going to spend, if I have an hour-long trip, I'm not going to spend the entire hour angry and mad about somebody that cut me off along the way, which only lasted a few seconds. I'm going to swerve around. We may feel however we feel, but then we navigate out of it and we continue our hour-long journey. How are you navigating out of your situation? And so my challenge to you today for this first day, because we're going to be talking about different techniques over the course of about 30 days. or 30 episodes. But the first question that I'll ask you is, what are you grateful for? Think about a situation in your life that has challenged you where you feel like it's a negative experience. Think about what you are grateful for in that experience. Truly. And then outside of that experience, think about what you are grateful for. Think about who is there for you. Think about what money you do have. Think about where you are living and how you can make that space as comfortable for you as possible. Take the good with the bad. Now, again, this focus now on emotional state is going to be based on an experiment that I did with myself in my 30 Days of Positivity Challenge. And so you can also go to our website. There's a full blog with every day if you don't want to listen to these sessions and wait, because they're going to be spaced out. But definitely check out the blog because it will supplement a lot of what we're talking about here. But again, the challenge for you today, one tool, is to think about what you are grateful for. Don't allow anybody to steal your joy. Don't allow anybody to steal your joy. What have you accomplished? Think about that. What are you grateful for? And we'll talk next time.